Yo, yo, giggity yo. What's up, party people? Welcome to the Self Care Bear Club. I'm so glad you're here in my lovely apartment. I'm so glad you're listening on the Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Can I get a whoop whoop? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Self Care Bear Club is a place where we tune our attention, our intentions inward, focus on, focus to ourselves, turn the focus on ourselves and find what feels real. What did I just say? Yeah, you know what. We live our best authentic lives here, and a best authentic life, I truly believe, is one of happiness, one of joy, right? Now, that does not mean we are in a constant state of joy and happiness. If we were, we wouldn't even know it, right? So we need contrast, we need other emotions to guide us. And that's a hard pill to swallow, my friends, especially if you feel like you've been in a rut or if you've been hibernating this winter and you're always comparing things, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. And that's, I need to say it again. I needed to hear it so much recently. Comparison is the thief of joy. And what did we just say? Joy is what this life is all about. Joy is what this life is all about. I don't know anything. I never claim to know anything, even though I'm talking a bunch of shit and you're telling me like how to be the best self-care of myself, right? I don't know shit, but I do know that if this life is not about joy, then what the fuck else are we doing here, right? How could it not be about joy? When you feel joy, when you're radiating, when you're laughing, when you're hugging, when you are singing, when you are dancing, when you are cutting it up with your best friend, when you are petting your cat, when you are loving your dog, what do you feel? You feel joyful, right? And something that feels so good and so true, in my opinion, that's how you know like what life is about, right? When you have those moments where it's just like, yeah, this is it. There's no question, there's no doubt, there's no fear. There's just pure joy. So, this episode was inspired by Mr. West. So, hi, Mr. West. I needed a little inspiration to this day. How many times have I said that? We're not going to say that anymore. My inspiration is the happy, right? It is the happy. So thank you, Mr. West. I just wanted a topic and he said happiness. And I said, you know what? He brought me back down to reality, to my truth. And my mission is to simplify self-care. Simplify self-care. And we live in a complicated world, right? We live in a complicated world where we all want to have certain answers and make everything so fucking deep. And nah, man, as somebody who can get so stuck up in her head, hello, we're all humans. That's where they want you, right? That's where they want you. Society wants you up there, stuck in your head, not getting out of the bed, living life and knowing that you literally have the power to do anything, right? Literally. Thank you for that reminder, Wesley. I simplify self-care. So anyways, I'm so glad you're here. What makes you happy, right? Happiness is the truth. I was also so jazzed that he said happy because on the way home, I just had one of those days again that reminded me like, yeah, everything is always working out for me. And yeah, shit gets hard, but everything is always working out for me. And shit don't really get that hard nowadays, but like shit still gets hard, right? Family gets sick, you know, disagreements happen, like your car might not start one day, like shit's still happening, right? the key to being a happy person is to take that all in stride. Like, happy people, things are still happening to happy people, but more often than not, good things are happening to happy people. Why? Because of the law of attraction. It's momentum, friends. So once you get this good ball rolling, when you're having a good day, you tend to have a good day, right? Because you're not looking for the bad stuff, right? You're not focused on the bad stuff. So again, we have to focus our attention inward and be really honest with where we're at. If we're not happy, we can't just be happy all the time, right? We just talked about that. We're not just gonna flick into happy. And that's where I get frustrated, because I know all these things that, I'm about to tell you today to do if you need to get happy. And sometimes there's just gonna be some sad shit going on in your life where you're like, yeah, I'm kind of happy, but I'm still kind of sad, right? So I think that's what being a truly happy person is. It's when you don't let all the sad shit bleed onto anything else. I don't ever go, well, that's not true. I'm pretty real when I go into my job and into every aspect of my life. So if I have word vomited all over you recently, thank you. I love you. We are all humans out here, and I'm so glad and grateful that you listen to my problems as well as all my joys and successes. But my goal is to uplift others. So yeah, I feel like there's a way to do that and keep it real at the same time, which is what we're all about here. And if I haven't done a great job, being a happy person involves a lot of grace, right? A lot of grace. So a lot of understanding, a lot of compassion. Ooh, that's a good word. I have so much compassion for other people, so empathetic. Like, I could walk by you on the street and like instantly read your mood and just want to cry with you, right? And just be like, oh no, don't hurt. For myself, like when I'm hurting, I'm like, bitch, don't hurt. Like in like in an angry way. Like, why? I know this, and this. Like, we are not immune to life. We are not immune to emotions, right? Nor do we want to be. Hello, alcohol. Hello, Xanax, right? I love these things, but we should not use these things as a dollar of life, because I've seen both edges of the sword, my friends. And yeah, don't do your drugs wisely. Do your drugs with a purpose. Don't do them on the daily to numb your life. Yeah. Note to self. So what do we do to get happy? What are you doing? Are you happy? That's a good place to start. Ask yourself, am I happy? Truly happy? If the answer is no, maybe make a list of why you believe you're unhappy. What have you been telling yourself? Are you broke? Are you unloved? Are you not in the relationship you want to be in? Are people constantly treating you wrong? Is it always somebody else's fault? Do you not drive the car you want to drive? Or is it bigger? Are your parents sick? Did your cat just die? Did your house just catch on fire? Like, those are tragedies. So maybe that's a different episode, right? We're just talking day in and day out happiness. But it's not a different episode because it's all connected, right? I'm going to read this book. I read the foreword, and reading has not been at the forefront of my to-do list recently, but we're going to get back into it, and maybe I'll do an episode about the man's search for meaning. Have you heard of this book? It's pretty famous. Dr. Frankl something. I'm butchering this. I don't do that kind of podcast, but credit is due to this man. He was a psychologist, and he is a Holocaust survivor. And basically, the Cliff Notes version of this book is Man's Search for Meaning. How does one find meaning in such a shitty situation, right? And so I'm really excited to read this book, because if this man found meaning in a concentration camp, then what the fuck are we complaining out here in America? I'm in America. In America for, right? In these first world countries. Like, what the fuck, y'all? What the fuck? Now, I'm not hating on you. I am kind of hating on you. But I don't want you to get stuck where you're beating yourself up if you are unhappy, right? Instead of focusing, once you make the list of things that maybe reasons you think you are unhappy about, look at it and maybe realize that none of that actually matters. Like, obviously some of it matters, right? I'm not diminishing your emotions. Maybe next to that list, let's take each individual thing on the list side by side and flip the script. Let's do that. Let's flip the script. I have a piece of paper and I actually want to do this with you right now. If you can please hold. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper and a pen, and I will give some real-time examples here. Real-time examples. Don't we love that? Let's see. What kind of paper do I want to use? Thanks for listening, y'all. I hope you're happy out here. I hope you're working towards a steady stream of happiness. There's so much in here, but it's not just a piece of paper. Waha! Behold, the world's smallest piece of paper. It's actually not. I want to see if I can find, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you're just listening to me ruffle. I found the world's smallest piece of paper the other day, but who knows where it'll be. But it was like this small. It's like this little notebook. I can't remember who got it for me, but I'm like, whoa. Okay, so anyways, world's not smallest piece of paper. So what did we say? We said we're going to make a list of reasons we believe. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So that's why we have to turn our attention inward and notice. We have to just wake the fuck up and notice what we're even thinking. Now that can be exhausting. We already know that. So don't nitpick your thoughts, but just notice the general area of where you're at when you're at it. What are you under the influence of, is what Abraham Hicks always says. And so that's been a question I've been reminding myself of, right? It's a constant reminder. It's a constant remembering. No matter how well you think you know this shit, like, you have to, I don't want to say work, because it's always here for you. But the world we live in is designed, again, to bring you down and to make you forget, whether you're just zoning out on your phone. Let's just leave it at that. We're all zoned out on our phones, right? That is designed to make you forget who you are, and that happiness is the truth. Thank you, Pharrell. Happiness is the truth. So let's put something on this list that's been making me feel a little down lately. So right off the bat is that I've been feeling overwhelmed with kitty care. Okay, so there's one. Number two, I have repeatedly on this podcast and in life said I felt uninspired this winter, right? So there's two. Look at this. I was going to say chicken shit. Chicken scratch. Uninspired, overwhelmed with kitty care. So that sounds a little negative. It actually sounds just like truthful. So that's a good place to start. There was not really any super like victim mentality, right? Okay, so I'm overwhelmed with kitty care. How can I lighten the load? Or how can I just flip that script, right? I can just immediately, on one side of the stick, I am very overwhelmed with kitty care, but I am also so grateful for all my time and attention that I've been spending with my sweet Willow. I really am. The majority of the time, we're getting along so fine. And when I remind myself that, that's what really matters. But we have these short blips of like, I'm still recovering from, or I'm still grieving another cat of mine, right? So this is like, these are triggering moments. I'm worried. I've never gone through a sickness and a death with somebody that meant so much to me. And it does bleed into other areas of your life. I mean, if you go down that deep rabbit hole, you start thinking about your parents, you start thinking about all your loved ones and how, oh my God, like, blah, 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 blah. That is fear, my friends. And fear is not joy, clearly. So that was the first example. I've been feeling uninspired. So how can I flip that script instead of just telling myself this story? I'm uninspired. I'm uninspired. I'm uninspired. I've been here. I've been here for the last few months, right? I've been saying it out loud. And the last month or so, I've really just been cognizant, not beating myself up for being a human and telling people the truth as it is at the time, but just being like, is that the truth? Is that the truth I want to live? No. So instead of uninspired, I've been resting. I've been so cozy. I have been so warm. I have been taking it easy. I have been kicking my feet up, right? It ain't easy to make these switches, friends, but the switches we must make if we want true happiness, not just to hit a dopamine, not just that cell phone, not just that Xanax, not just that one night stand, I don't know, not just that chocolate bar. Have all of these things if you really want them. Definitely have your chocolate bar. Maybe not one night stands. That's just where I'm at now, like where I wish I always was. No regrets, but anyways, again, you have to figure out what it is to you, this is not my life. This is not my life we're talking about. What it is to you that makes you truly happy. What story are you going to start telling yourself? Are you uninspired? Or are you just chilling? Are you happy or are you sad all the time? Are you an uplifter or are you a Debbie Downer? Right? Because it starts by just telling yourself the story. Are you that person that's like, oh, that's just my personality. Like, that's who I am. Like, I'm so black and white. That was me, right? And maybe that's still true to some extent, but I'm finding this balance where I just like watch what I'm saying to myself. Like, why is that me? There's a lot of reasons, but we don't want to get into the why, in my opinion. Don't go down that road. Don't get into the why, the when, the how. Start from where you're at and just get a little happier. Just the tiniest bit. That little shift and change of words just made me feel better, right? And that momentum is going to send us forward, not backwards. So what can you do right now to get happy, my friends? Singing, dancing, listening to a podcast that uplifts you, weeding out bad shit on your phone. Don't watch the news. The news is designed to make you fearful. Turn that shit off. I don't care if you want to be informed, my friend. I am so uninformed and somehow still informed. And I have plenty of friends. Everybody still loves me, okay? Everybody still loves me. Probably even more because I don't want to talk about your political bullshit. I love you. I'll listen to you talk about it because I do love you. But turn off the TV. What else can we do? There's a whole episode. If you want like a little list of how to boost your energy or how to boost your mood right now, go back and listen to that episode. This one was just about this reminder of happiness is the truth. So you got to quiet down, listen to your heart, get out of your head, listen to your heart. It ain't easy, but it's so fucking worth it. And so are you. I'm here when you need me, when you want me. And for now, my friends, give yourself a big old hug. Remember, it all begins within. So take care out there, my friends. I love you. Make sure to love this. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.